So, Mank just hit streaming services.
It sure did.
Specifically Netflix.
Yeah, just the one streaming service.
Yesterday. But we are recording this a little bit before that, so neither of us have actually seen Mank.
Exactly. Here in the past, we don't know about the robot uprising yet. So we're just going to talk about David Fincher films.
What a crazy few days that was prior to the robot uprising.
We had no clue. We had no clue it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Blissfully unaware.
Are not going to be doing a mini-sode on how good or how bad or overrated or underrated Mank was. Instead, we are going to do a top 3 David Fincher films.
Personally, I thought the scene with the chicken was way out of line.
The scene where Gary Oldman walks towards the camera in black and white, pristine. The cinematography, expert.
I mean, that definitely happens, for sure.
I know. So yeah, we are just going to do a quick little
I don't really like
mini-sode.
the scene where he sneezes directly on the lens. I don't know. It was a little too...
The sneeze scene? Dude, that cut me off too. I was like, wow.
Well, because the sneeze was in color. Dumb. All right, let's just talk about David Fincher films. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah. And you probably know it's going to be on this list because
you know us.
Probably have heard... Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah. Maybe this is your first episode. I don't actually know.
Is this your first episode? Hey, welcome.
Fincher?
I'm sorry about the thing I said about the chicken.
This is Feature Cast. Yeah, what the fuck, dude? That was my favorite scene. Fincher is, I don't know about you, but probably one of my favorite working directors.
Yeah,
I feel like
he's good.
Has never really had a miss. I haven't seen Curious Case of Benjamin Button, so I can't speak to that film. But every other movie he's done, I've seriously enjoyed. I love his show, Mindhunter. So coming up with I knew my 1 and 2. I'm sure you did too.
Mm-hmm.
So coming up with my number 3 was basically just like picking out of a hat for movies I really liked. And it kills me not to go with 2 of these. I just, like, when I created this list, I just have 3 movies, all with, like, slashes between them. I was just going to pick now.
Right.
And my number 3 on this list is Gone Girl.
My number 3 on the list, unlike David, is Gone Girl. Wait, no, that's the same as David. We have the same number 3.
Hey, we have the same number 3. I love this movie. I saw this movie in theaters. This is still up there as one of my, like, favorite movie viewing experiences. I wasn't familiar with the book, and it was just a murder mystery that I loved to watch. I loved watching unfold. Mm-hmm. And I just, after I got out of it, I was like, fuck, I want to go back and watch this again. I talked with my friends for it. I literally started reading the book the night of because I was like, I need more of this story.
When I left the theater after watching it, I was like, wow, this movie, so much fun. And then I looked over, because I was still in high school at the time, right? Because I'm a child.
Oh, wow.
And I looked over and I saw my social studies teacher also walk out of the same movie. And we made eye contact. We looked at each other and we were like, did we maybe see Ben Affleck's penis together? And then we just nodded and walked away. Because
that
the energy there was weird.
That is a really weird experience, honestly. Damn.
I loved it though. Huh. It's so good.
I love Gone Girl. Yeah.
The tension and the kind of the build up you get to things. It's Fincher at some of his best tension, other than the other film. One of the other films we're talk about on this list.
Yeah. So I think
Fincher knows how to do tension. That's the yes. takeaway.
So well, yeah. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna have the same 1 and 2, but in reverse order.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how we want to talk about these.
I mean, let's
you want to give me your 2?
How about this? We just say what our personal order is for them, and then we just talk about the films freely.
Yeah. Okay. So my number 2 is Social Network,
which is my number 1.
And your number 2 is my number 1,
which is Zodiac.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know each other so well.
Both of these movies, in my mind, are perfect movies.
Let's talk about Social Network first, and then we'll finish it off with Zodiac.
Yeah. Okay.
So Social Network is an Aaron Sorkin script, and it is. If I had to choose a director that I think would do a great job with Social Network before having seen Social Network, I don't fucking think I'd ever pick David Fincher for it, because it is on paper a very boring movie. And when I usually thought of Fincher, I was thinking, oh, exciting crime kind of thrillers, like you never really know what's going to happen next. And seeing him do this kind of slower, almost like, I don't know, almost like college movie to courtroom drama kind of flick, is so wildly impressive. Because this movie should have sucked. It should have sucked really bad. And it is insanely good. I mean, at that time, having Jesse Eisenberg, Armie Hammer, Andrew Garfield, and Justin Timberlake, it's like, that's probably nothing. That's probably not a good movie, right? And it's about Facebook. Okay, this kind of sucks. But in practice, with someone like David Fincher at the helm, it is a masterpiece. A near faultless masterpiece. It is, the reason I put this as my top one is because I think this is a movie without faults. I think it's so good. Weirdly, it has more visual effects shots than Godzilla from 2014. That's just a weird fact. I don't know how to feel about that.
Sounds like a Winklevoss fact. That's
a Winklevoss fact. And that's your weekly Winklevoss fact. What are some of your thoughts on Social Network? Oh, soundtrack as well. Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor. Fucking insanely good. They also did the soundtrack for Gone Girl, but it's not as good as their soundtrack for Social Network.
I think I double everything you said, and I just love it because it's one of those films that I feel like shouldn't be as thrilling as it is. Mm-hmm. But every single thing like that happens, I'm just like, fuck, I need this next scene. The tension that they build between the characters and like the actual storyline, that's the actual events that took place. Also, probably Justin Timberlake's best role for the rest of his life.
True.
Also, Dakota Johnson's in this film. How weird is that?
Yeah, but she's good though.
I know.
Rashida Jones is also in this. And Brenda Song is also in it. It's a weird cast.
God, such a weird cast. And there's a chicken in that one. Holy shit, the chicken continues.
And the chicken. See, that's the thing. When we're talking about the David Fincher chicken trilogy. Chickenology.
Chickenology. Yo, put that on a shirt.
Was there a chicken in Zodiac? I feel like there was a chicken in Zodiac.
There were some squirrels.
There were some squirrels, which is, so, if nothing else, the chicken of the tree.
So, Ethan, really?
No, I guess that would just be birds.
Zodiac, yep. Zodiac was written by James...
Sorry.
Zodiac.
James Gandolfini.
Nope, James Vanderbilt, who also wrote, listen to this resume, Independence Day Resurgence, Amazing Spider-Man 2, White House Down, the first Amazing Spider-Man, The Losers, and like a few other movies that I don't actually know. And then he also wrote Zodiac, which I think is a fucking impenetrable script that has ever... Wait, what am I saying? It's a really good script. I really like it. It is...
You almost stuck the landing for that.
I know, and then I was like, wait a second, what am I saying? It takes my two favorite genres, which is newspaper journalism and murder mystery, and puts it together... and wraps it up in a true story bow.
Murder paper.
That never also has a actual conclusion.
It does, though.
Which is just,
it's Ted Cruz is the Zodiac Killer. Remember that? That's a little throwback meme.
Yeah, it's very funny. And I love it. It's one of those movies I can just put on all the time, and I always want to dive into it. And every time I see it, I just want to jump back into like investigating the Zodiac case until we broke it recently with finding out it was Ted Cruz all along, because it makes sense to like look at the letters. It makes sense. Yep, it's all there. It's got some like the subtly most horrifying scenes I feel like put to screen, like the scene next to the beach or by
staircase scene,
lake, the staircase scene. Yeah, the staircase scene, fucking terrifying. The flat tire scene, fucking terrifying. The baby scene. It's really good. Also, it does a really good job at juggling multiple characters, where it like jumps from like whose story are we actually following at the time between like Robert Downey Jr., Jake Gyllenhaal's, and Mark Ruffalo's.
All three insanely good stories, by the way. One thing I wanted to note is one thing that Zodiac does a little bit differently to a lot of thrillers before that. You only know the information when the characters know the information. One thing that thrillers kind of did typically before that was it would be a lot of like, oh, they don't know that the killer's right there in the room with them, or like things like that. Whereas this one, the situation is still scary, not because there's an actual danger, but because there could potentially be a danger for the characters. Mm-hmm. And so your kind of fear matches their fear. I think the basement scene is the one that I kind of harken back to as like the definitive scary, like character just learning something scenes for me in like all of films. 'Cause like just you hear him realize it as he says it. And you can, like, the whole tension and mood of the room shifts so dramatically at that one moment.
Yeah. I mean, never has figuring out that somebody's handwriting was actually somebody else's handwriting been so terrifying. Like, also big shout out to movie. John Carroll Lynch for being the first movie where I was like, who is this person? And then I realized, like, everything he's in, he's pretty damn good. He's terrifying in this, though. Yeah. Shout out to Seven and Fight Club for being really good movies, but not making the list.
Yeah, but no shout outs to Panic Room. I just picked a random one to shit on. Panic Room's also really good.
Underrated movie is The Game, I feel like.
Underrated movie is Panic Room.
No, underrated movie is probably
Foster, Christian Stewart.
Tattoo. Like, let's be honest. Yeah, so those are our top 3 David Fincher movies. I'm really happy that there's some
just a little bit of
variety
crossover
in there.
But of course, David Fincher is always good. Check out everything he does, even if it has some gross people in it. Just kind of have your hand cover the screen if there's some gross people in it, because he might not have known that they were gross people when they filmed it. It happens.
I was like, what are you talking about? Yep.
Yeah, 2 at least.
Hopefully Mank's really good. I'm really excited.
Me too. We're so close to getting to see it. I'm actually really excited.
I know. I didn't realize it was coming up.
Yeah, right.
As close as it is.
Yeah, yesterday, I know.
Right? Like,
if only the robots wouldn't have stopped us.
The fucking chicken.
What's in the box, David? What's in the box? There are 2 boxes, and one of the boxes is more mini episodes. The other one is like reviews and snippets from the main show. What is it? Gwyneth Paltrow's head is right there in the middle for the subscribe.
There's like a bar of soap right there. Hit that. Follow us. Keep clean. It's COVID. You gotta wash your hands. So make sure you use it at least 2 minutes.